Communal Award and Pune Pact, right, Pune Pact. This is very important event or important development in our freedom movement, particularly in 1930s, right. So, heading would be Communal Award and Pune Pact, Communal Award and Pune Pact, right, Pune Pact. Communal Award and Pune Pact. Fine. So, this is a very important development of 1930, exactly 1932. So, they will ask, right, question related to the date, right, when this was announced, who announced it, what is this communal award, right, and how this was related to, right, the Pune Pact. Fine. Have you heard about this communal award? When it was announced, I told you it was announced in 1932, right, in August, probably in August 1932, communal award was announced. Try to understand something first, then we can write some important point for your examination. What we have to remember, I told you that communal award was announced in 1932. Who announced it? British Prime Minister MacDonald, Ramsay MacDonald announced this award. And why we are studying this award? Because this award was an expression of British policy of divide et impera, divide and rule. Why we are studying this communal award? It was a great tactics, strategy. It was an expression of British policy of divide and rule. It was an expression of British policy of divide et impera. And the real controversy in this communal award was provision regarding depressed classes. Depressed classes were considered as a separate community and provisions were made for separate electorate. Gandhiji was against this award. What award? Communal award. Wanted to divide our society. Gandhiji was against this award and he went on fast unto death in jail in Pune. And then many leaders like Madan Mohan Malviya and others, they convinced, and finally there was a compromise, right? And this compromise is called Pune Pact. So, Pune Pact was a kind of compromise, and according to this Pune Pact, more seats, right, you can say, were reserved in the provincial legislature, right, for depressed classes, but separate electorate was rejected and common electorate was agreed upon. Fine. So, I hope now you have basic idea. Common, you can say, electorate was agreed upon. So, this pact is called Pune Pact. So, now you have idea about communal award. Who announced it? When it was announced? Why this was announced? What was the purpose of this? Finally, why Gandhiji rejected? Why Gandhiji was against it? What was the Gandhian response? And then there was a compromise. Who played the role of intermediary? Madan Mohan Malviya and others. And finally, there was Pune Pact. And what was the result of that Pune Pact? More seats, right, but rejection of this provision and common electorate was agreed upon. Fine. I hope idea is okay. Right. Some points you have to write. First point, we can add that on August, I can say, right, in August 1932, in August 1932, British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald, in August 1932, Ramsay MacDonald, Donald, made an announcement in the British Parliament, about the representation of Indian community, Indian community in the provincial legislature, and it is popularly called in the British Parliament, made an announcement in the British Parliament about the representation of Indian community, Indian community in the provincial legislature, and it is popularly called communal award. About the representation of Indian community in the provincial legislature, and it is popularly called communal award. And it provided for separate electorates for Muslims, Sikh, Christians, Anglo-Indians, and depressed classes. That was the main issue. Depressed classes were also assured separate special constituency with a right to vote in the remaining general constituency also. Fine. So this provision related to depressed classes, became the subject of serious controversy. And this award was bitterly denounced. By Mahatma Gandhi. He was against it. That time he was in jail. He vehemently opposed it. Gandhiji. He opposed it. Gandhiji was in jail and he opposed it. He requested the government to reconsider this decision. He requested the government to reconsider this decision, and in order to express his resentment, Gandhiji, started fast unto death in Yarwada jail, Pune. He started fast unto death. Fine. And his deteriorating condition became a cause of great worry. So, his deteriorating condition, health, health became a cause of great worry for the prominent leaders, and therefore leaders like Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya, Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya, Rajgopalachari, Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar, gathered in Pune, and after a long deliberation, they agreed for a formula called Pune Pact. So Pune Pact was mainly between Mahatma Gandhi and Ambedkar, Dr. Ambedkar, and it was accepted by British government. And this pact secured a major modification of the original provision. Pune Pact, and eventually the pact came to be included as an integral part of the communal award. The Pune Pact came to be included as an integral part of the communal award. Fine. So now I hope you are familiar with communal award and Pune Pact. Madan Mohan Malviya, C. Rajgopalachari played an important role in this pact between Dr. Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi.